4 signs that you're not charging enough on Preply based on my personal experience in the last 3 years, giving nearly 1,600 lessons and encountering 114 students. What I mostly see is underpaid tutors in this female-dominated field. Preply has helped me live a fully remote life centered around my travels, surfing, creativity, and health. And on this channel, I've been sharing what helped me earn serious money as a Preply tutor and how I grew my hourly rate 20 times over the last 3 years. The first sign that you're not earning enough for your time is if you're showing up late to your classes. The feeling of not being worth a lot, of your work being a low-paid job, of you being cheap and your time being worth very little, makes you drag your feet to show up for a student. Nothing seems to make you care. And those 1 to 2 minutes that the student is staring at a blank classroom impact and possibly trigger their stress responses. I think that's a huge sign that your motivation for getting there on time and becoming professional that actually makes you worth more and able to charge more, your motivation is truly lacking. Every minute counts for punctuality when you are the tutor. I get disappointed and start doubting my therapists if they're 1 to 2 minutes late. You don't know the students' attachment styles, baggage, and their own abandonment anxiety when their tutor that they picked is not there. If you just can't bring yourself to care enough to be consistently punctual for your students, then you seriously need to earn more for your time. Another sign that you're not earning enough for your time as a Preply tutor is that you're not willing to give up something else to have this class and earn this money that you're going to get from this class. I'm talking about the opportunity cost of a class. If you show up for a class, how much do you need to earn to make it worth it that you didn't get to surf those waves? That's what it is for me. The ocean decides when there's waves to surf, and it's not all the time. So sometimes right when I've been waiting for a while for waves and they finally come, I also have a class. How much do I need to make for that class so it feels easy to say no to waves? To keep me out of the water from fun waves, that's hard to meet. The opportunity cost for me has been increasing over time. When I finally got to the stages where I could earn after commission $40, $50, $60 for 50 minutes, I could happily sit with myself and know that I missed those waves for a good reason. I could even go when it's too sunny and I don't have energy anymore to paddle out and see the last of the waves before the wind comes in and breaks them up and be like, I just made $57, so this is why I'm not in the water right now. That is such a gratifying feeling that actually makes your whole life feel happier. I'm never saying life is all about money. I just think money helps you do what you want and it can be used in your favor to live a life to your full potential. I don't think we should sell ourselves too short and make ourselves cheap. Another opportunity cost I want to touch on is sleep. This one is important to a medical level. How much is losing some sleep worth for you? What's the price tag on your sleep? Sometimes as Preply tutors, we need to stretch our availability on our calendar to the wee ends of waking hours, and I'm really stretching it when I open up slots at 7 a.m. or 10 p.m. That's impacting my sleep cycle, and sleep is so important. If you read the book Why We Sleep, there's nothing that can ever replace sleep. But the reality is we all need to make enough money so that we can afford rent with a bed and a place to sleep in the first place. What's the amount you need to see coming into your account to make it worth it that you woke up an hour early for that class that you almost feel foggy for? Another consideration is these last minute bookings. You should feel happy when you get a last minute booking because you're getting paid enough to say no to your friends and to say no to life and to cancel on them to have this class that showed up within the last 12-ish hours because you're making enough for your time. Another huge sign that you're not earning enough as a Preply tutor is if you have a ton of trial lessons and a ton of students across your calendar. For me, in my experience, more than 1 trial lesson a week and more than 15 or 20 lessons across the whole week is a sign that my price should be raised so that I can make the same amount or make more for less time. Kind of slow down the incoming trial lessons because my price is now a bottleneck for who's actually going to book a trial lesson. At the end of the day, all we have is our time. We want to be protective of it. Being saturated with people who want to book you for a trial lesson means that you haven't found the sweet spot of supply means demand. I recently encouraged my Polish friend to tap into the Polish market for Preply and explore, and she had 6 trial lessons in 1 week at $10 an hour. Obviously, if she put it at $60 an hour, that wouldn't happen anymore. Of course, you have to start slow in the beginning. She already had to raise her prices to $15 after just being on Preply for 1 week in this mystery market of Polish. I know I started out at $8 an hour and quickly I just felt flooded with students. I was giving so many trial lessons and it only slowed down when I raised my prices. The difference between a teacher whose hourly rate is less and has a lot of classes across her calendar and a teacher who has an expensive hourly rate and few classes across their calendar, their actual teaching doesn't necessarily have a difference. So much of my actual teaching and my behavior as a teacher during class was influenced by feeling like I was being paid my worth. The difference is that one just values their time more, maybe studied money a little more, and now ends up with a significantly easier life. Finally, another sign sign that you're not earning enough is it's hard to keep up with your living expenses. In my experience, the Preply algorithm does give you enough students if you're doing your best, and I've made other videos on how to stand out and how to not ignore these small things that make a difference in your success. If you're doing that stuff and you're still struggling with basic living costs like food, accommodation, and transportation, that's a sign that it's time to ask for a raise, whether it's with your current students and your current price on Preply, or if Preply is a side hustle. So also make sure you're asking for your raises in your main job. Teaching is a ridiculously female-dominated field. According to Zippia, 72% of online ESL teachers are women. At the same time, more than half of women worldwide have never asked for a raise in their life. The quickest way to earn more money is to ask for more money at your current job. It's an uncomfortable skill you have to get over and do if you ever want to keep up with the cost of inflation and this cost of living crisis. Struggling with paying for basic needs to be met, and for me that includes things like travel, medical insurance, that is a sign that you're not valuing yourself enough. There's deeper personal finance gaps going on. There's something called the pink collar pay drop. According to Science Direct, the more women dominated a field becomes, the more the wages drop and this perceived status also drops. This is really messed up and sad. It's even possible that the tutors that are more aggressive and value their time more on Preply tend to be male tutors. As an ASL tutor, one of Preply's core advantages is that you get to set your own rate, whatever it may be. Making sure that you're earning enough and increasing your price over time should mean that your basic living expenses only get easier over time. In my case, I've been able to live in a better apartment in better areas over time in the last 3 years. So don't get me wrong, this hourly rate talk has nothing to do with giving your students all the respect in the world and giving them great lessons and great teaching. Your interactions with students and your valuing of your own time is deeply connected to communication skills and even your mental health. I just see this female-dominated industry to be severely underpaid for no actual reason. Anyone watching this video can set themselves apart and value their time more and not worry about students out there that can't afford your new rate, because there's so many other people that aren't valuing their time and so many other options for students who need a cheaper tutor. If you enjoyed this video, I have another video where I go over 9 tiny habits that help me earn serious money on Preply over time. It's about hydration and what to wear and little things you do during class to make your student comfortable and for them to realize that, wow, this is what a $90 per hour tutor feels like compared to a $9 per hour tutor. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and have a great day.